Okay, we gotta talk about the Chainsaw Man situation with chapter 177, because after this chapter, I'm not sure what to even think about. There was the Statue of Liberty, a blood drive, and I guess you could say they finally passed that assault weapons ban. Let's dive into it all, shall we? Alright, first off, Mouth is finally restored at the very beginning of this chapter, and a lot of people didn't catch that in the last chapter, and I myself almost missed it too, but now it's been confirmed via Yoru as Chainsaw Man spits out mouth and ear. All the while, Yoru makes a very, shall we say, reminiscent pose during an attack that is, well, to be a little redundant here, very reminiscent of one Makima Esquire. Her technically dead 2 times over sister, Control. And by the way, Control is a great word to use for this chapter because Yoru goes from being limbless to becoming a 5-star general and finger blasting pretty quickly. And yeah, phrasing, I know, but I just wanted to type that sentence out, so be lucky I didn't type more. So typing away even more, I gotta say that I love this callback to Makima, and it's just another example of Denji reliving trauma again and again. Remember, Makima killed Smelly Power right in front of his eyes, so to be on the receiving end of this now, well, it's all just a reminder of all of the same usual stuff Denji has to deal with. The same exact pain being inflicted upon him, except now more directly. And so Yoru lays into Chainsaw Man with shot after shot from her child arm handgun devil blaster thingies, as Chainsaw Man blocks one shot only to be knocked all the way back into the apartment complexes with insane force. And I say this every other video or so, but I for one cannot wait for Mappa to finally adapt this in the anime in about, say a couple minutes. They should be done here about any time. Anyways, I love that the first thing we see of Asa is her doing a slow clap. Oh my god, it reminds me of that Easter egg in Borderlands 2. If you guys remember that one. But Yoru looking down at her hands copes with the reality that tank and gun were both created out of war, her, and even though they fought for her and stood as a symbol of her horrors, she still had to use them as weapons in the end. And Asa, wearing a facial expression that makes her look like she's just tired as hell at this point, asks her if killing Black Chainsaw Man would help grant Denji's wish, which she says in response, that's what Famine said, and so she asks if she's really okay with turning her children into weapons, and she turns back to Asa and tells her that children are parents' property. Of course, she wouldn't feel bad for killing her children. Duh. Come on, Asa. You normie. Get with the times, man. Asa's shocked face says it all, though. Yoru is completely unhinged, and it's yet another reminder that just because we love Asa or we love Yoru, at the end of the day, Yoru is not human and does not value what humans value. This is still somewhat surprising though, as before this moment, there were a couple of dots which might have suggested in the past that Asa was rubbing off on Yoru. And that still may be the case, but for now, it seems as if Yoru at her core is not too different to how she was before. Also, this is another allusion in this chapter to Yoru and Makima, or rather the Control Devil. These parallels show that while Control is all about, well, control, that aspect of their personality seems to carry across all of the sisters to some degree. On one hand, that is great if you're a sub and you're into Chainsaw Man women. On the other hand, well, that's kind of frightening, and I think with these moments, Fujimoto was able to successfully remind all of us that these girls ain't nothing to mess with. They're devils, and they're all unhinged to the nth degree. Also, is it me, or does Fujimoto love drawing characters who say some pretty heinous things while showing off that character's gigantic butt? You know, I think we need a play-by-play from someone close to the situation, Chainsaw Man himself, about what he thinks about this scene. All right, Black Chainsaw Man, nice to have you on. Just first, want to ask, do you prefer to be called Chainsaw Man or Pochita? Well, okay then, all right. Well, I guess we can call you Big Daddy Sex Boy. A little weird, but you're the one with the chainsaws for limbs, so who am I to say differently? All right, Chainsaw Man, give us your breakdown on Yoru in this scene. Can you give us any insight? All right, enough of that. Ignoring everything from what you just saw, Chainsaw Man is back on his feet and Yoru yells out in this super cool moment. Does she remember her? Did the pain remind him? Did it make him tremble? Did he feel the stomach rumble with desire to eat her? I like the way she said all of this because it shows the inhumanity of devils to have this desire to eat one another almost. It's just another layer of these twisted beings. So she calls out to fight her and she tries to track him, which at first I thought she was maybe a little too good at aiming here, but no. Chainsaw Man actually just decides to escape the scene to go to another scene that I can only describe as, well, perfectly Tatsuki Fujimoto. Chainsaw Man goes to a blood drive, but not to eat the high school girl holding up the sign. Oh no. And by the way, gotta say, the balls on this girl to do this in the middle of the devil apocalypse, you know, the beings who love to drink blood. It's a choice. But no, Chainsaw Man sees the sign, picks it up, and begins to speak in Chainsaw Man, trying to get people to donate blood to the blood drive. Now, what is important here is that this isn't just a funny, goofy goober moment. This was actually a game changer in terms of how we're actually supposed to see Chainsaw Man, if you can believe that. Currently, our working knowledge is that Denji has let Chainsaw Man sort of take over and control himself. He's acting on instinct, essentially. However, with this moment, it directly implies that he is 100% conscious and 100% aware of what he is doing. This is doubly confirmed because of the fact Chainsaw Man is actually speaking, and we know when he speaks, he knows where he is and he knows what he is doing. Remember the Kobeni incident arc? He is 100% doing this on purpose. So the next question, well, why does he need the blood in the first place? Well, okay, I think Chainsaw Man is purposefully seeking blood to, I'm gonna say it, bring back power. Now, I think there was a little bit more behind this than me usually just, spouting off some harebrained theory to bring her, Kobeni, or Rize back. No, I actually do. I think Chainsaw Man is purposefully gathering blood because Power was the blood devil, and maybe if he is able to gather enough, he could somehow bring her back. I'm not sure how these mechanics would work, but I mean, Yoru brought back Gun and Tank. Why wouldn't Chainsaw Man bring back Power? I don't know. On the flip side, though, this could just be a humorous way to get Chainsaw Man to break the tension. However, I don't believe that at all. Fujimoto doesn't write like that. He writes in a way to purposefully make the viewers look further into things than just being told through the writing. It's a pretty clever way he does it. So, I think there's more than meets the eye here. We'll have to see if it's Power, but I do think the chances are much higher here. This is when we head on over to the good old Texas in the US of A, as a man is sitting at a table watching TV while drinking his coffee, enjoying his cute little puppers and his burb poster on the wall. Don't know why that's there. He loses both of his trigger fingers, and so do other members of the National Pistol Association. 400,000 of them, in fact, which, if you're unaware, this is a play on the National Rifle Association, aka the NRA, one of the most corrupt associations on planet Earth. Google it. I think Fujimoto was probably making a commentary on the NRA and the people who support them, though I'm kind of iffy on that last part. Either way, they're a very controversial group, and so it doesn't surprise me Fujimoto has something to say about that. However, Yoru then makes a pose along the Statue of Liberty, and I gotta say, I cannot wait to see more fan art of Yoru doing this pose like in the last chapter, especially if she's in the Statue of Liberty regalia. As well, though, I think this is another commentary on America and their culture of being the world's police of sorts. When you take the embodiment of war and you put the Statue of Liberty side by side doing the same pose, I mean, you get some pretty interesting commentary that makes you think about what Fujimoto is trying to convey here. And I'm not sure what I think about these things just yet, and I'm not just saying that because I don't want to remain uncontroversial as a YouTuber. I do not know what he is trying to imply with this, but I do find them interesting and to be the most interesting visuals of this chapter. But it seems something may be inside Lady Liberty, and it isn't just copper. It's cracking open, and I have two theories, both equally insane. but plausible. One, I think this could be Fujimoto turning America itself into a devil, say, a devil version of Captain America, which is something Fujimoto did make art of many years ago. It also makes sense because people do fear America. After all, they have the world's largest military and can wage war in ways nobody else on Earth could hope to achieve. So, heck, why not? Let's turn the Statue of Liberty into the American Devil or something. And two, I think there could be another weapon inside of Yoru's. After all, she has a tank and a gun. Maybe she needs... I don't know. A bomb to complete the trifecta? Now, I could see public safety hiding a devil inside something like the Statue of Liberty. It seems plausible, for sure. But Fujimoto is legit cooking up something good, and it's got all 11 herbs and spices and then some. I don't have a clue what it is, but I am just so excited to see what is happening in the next chapter. So drop in the comments below your theories after this week's chapter. Thankfully, the bi-weekly devil has been shot and killed by Yoru. Hopefully that bastard is dead for good this time. As well, I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed after the last video to get us not only over into the 6,000 subscriber territory, but we are now over 6,100 subscribers. That's incredible. So as promised, I will be covering in its entirety the International Assassins arc. But I have a big question regarding that. Do you guys want me to cover the arc in one gigantic video, or chapter like we did with the Bomb Girl arc? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for your overwhelming support, everyone. It fills me with joy. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.